Master Skywalker. There are too many of them. What are we going to do?
Hey everyone, we've all seen that part in episode 3 where Anakin has just helped Palpatine kill Mace Windu by slicing his hand off, and was knighted as Darth Vader, joining the ranks as Darth Sidious's apprentice and fulfilling Darth Bane's ancient rule of 2. After this scene, we hear Palpatine tell Anakin,
"Every single Jedi, including your friend Obi-Wan Kenobi, is now an enemy of the Republic. We must move quickly. The Jedi are relentless. If they are not all destroyed, it will be civil war without end."
which means that if the Jedi, including the Younglings, learned about this betrayal, they could have informed senators such as Bail Organa, and there would be
civil war.
Inevitably, of course, Bail did see what was happening, and despite Palpatine's plans, a war did eventually break out. It was the will of the Force that the Jedi ordered be wiped out of existence, to the last Padawan. Their crime? Swearing allegiance to the Galactic Senate, placing the will of the people over the will of the Force, even when the will of the people was corrupted by politics or fear, defining good as the common good and not the will of the Force itself. Only Qui-Gon Jinn followed the Force, like religion. He let the Force guide his actions. All other Jedi were sworn to use the Force according to the will of the people and the Council, to use the Force against its will, essentially. Even the Padawans. So on the surface, if you're not an in-depth Star Wars fan, the reason for Anakin to kill the Jedi was to distinguish any possible flare of Jedi in the future to uprise and hunt them down in the shadows and foil any of their plans to come. But why the Younglings? They were so insignificant. If you watch the commentary during that scene, Lucas dubs that Anakin had to kill them in case one of those kids came back later to get them. There's another reason that only fans will know, and we're gonna go over that one next. Anakin was no stranger to letting his hatred consume him. The big thing about the dark side is that once you slip and allow yourself to be fully consumed by it, turning back is no easy move. Also, a big thing to remember is that he was simultaneously terrified of losing Padme. He just got a front row demonstration of the power of the dark side. By agreeing to be Palpatine's apprentice, he was agreeing to carry out his orders 100% or face a punishment far worse than death for himself and his loved ones. This isn't the first time he has killed innocent children.
I killed them all. They're dead. Every single one of them. And not just the men, but the women. And the children, too.
However, this is all well perceived and suspected by any member of the audience. But that's not our job as fans, is it? We go much deeper than the surface. The main reason Anakin killed the Younglings was to submerge himself into the dark side, killing off Anakin completely and being reborn as Darth Vader. Now, if you haven't checked out the Darth Vader comics, I highly recommend it, but for those who haven't, we're gonna go over it quickly here. Specifically, in issue 24, we see he has visions and dreams of himself battling Anakin on Mustafar in a clash of evil versus good. Ultimately, the evil side always winning until the very moment Luke finally breaks through to him at the end of Return of the Jedi. Anakin wanted nothing more than to save Padme and become the most powerful Jedi in the galaxy, dark or light, it didn't matter to him. The more evil, unthinkable deeds a Sith practices, the more cemented they are to the dark side, making them more powerful, more hateful, and more in pain. Just like when Kylo killed his own father, Han Solo, he knew it was hard for him. You can see the tears in his eyes before he does it, but he knew this was the path he wanted, so by killing him, there was no turning back. You don't just slaughter your family face to face, then go back to the light side and forget everything that you did. That haunts you forever, as I'm sure killing the Younglings haunted Anakin. As you can see, he has tears later on as well, remorseful of the path he has chosen and the things he's done, but inevitably doing it for the greater good of his selfish desires, or so he foolishly thought. In my opinion, on a side tangent, if the Sith learned to create life and stop others from dying, so could the Jedi, as I've explained in my Could Master Yoda Create Life video, which I highly recommend you check out after this one. Now, you remember in The Force Awakens when we saw Kylo constantly banging on his wound that Chewbacca had delivered to him with his Wookiee bowcaster after he killed Han Solo during the final battle scene with Rey and Finn. Why was he doing this? It was to create more pain for himself and bleed harder, creating more hatred and anger, allowing himself to draw more power from the dark side. Now ask yourself this: have you ever been in so much physical pain that you sometimes enjoy it? That it makes you feel more angry or tough if you feel more pain? That's exactly what happened in all these situations. Anakin wanted more pain to dive deeper into the dark side and pledge himself to Palpatine's teachings, proving his loyalty to the Emperor, who was his keymaster through the gates into unlimited power. Thanks for watching this episode. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please join the Facebook page for all the behind the scenes and contests on there. Check out these fanfictions if you get bored. I hope you'll enjoy them. Until tomorrow's episode of Star Wars Theory, stay mindful, my fellow Jedi and Sith friends. Until then,
may the Force be with you.